Smooth seas do not make skillful sailors. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Fired Podcast. I hope you're ready to rumble, because I am. Let's go. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope you guys are having a great week. I hope you guys are having a great fucking time. I'm here in a tank top. It is hot today in Melbourne. We've been blessed with some warm weather lately, which is good, because previously it felt like it was just winter all over again, and it's like we're supposed to be spring, just about to hit summer. Like, what the hell's going on? Anyway, the quote that you heard at the very beginning of this podcast is actually from a little square of cardboard. My housemate orders coffee from some fucking brand. I don't actually know who they are or what they're all about. But anyway, they always send cool little notes. And if she thinks it's something that I'll like or I'll enjoy, you know, she gives it across to me. But they're generally in this sort of vein, like a nice quote or something, you know, sort of inspirational. And then it says, reflect and enjoy, Toby and the team, and a little smiley face. And she said she's never had a double up, so they're always unique. So just every day, for everyone's coffee orders, they're just writing these cool little notes on this little card. So the first lesson you can take from that is, if you're a business owner, or you're anyone who sells a product or provides a service, do something fucking cool like this shit. Handwritten and just on a piece of card, like not done perfectly. They would have just cut out a shitload of these and then just write on, you know, they must just have a bank of quotes. I don't know how they do it. The point is, they're contributing just a little piece of something that's different. They're contributing something that's actually going to make your day. You know, they're trying to provide you with something better than when you fucking rocked up. They're not just trying to provide you with the coffee. They're trying to give you a little reminder, just something nice. And it's a little handwritten, real personal touch. And that's just fucking awesome. I love that. Everything about that I love. I'll have to fucking go figure out what the brand's called, but she keeps buying from them, so obviously they do good coffee. But that little personal touch is so lost in businesses these days. And it's just, those are the little pieces that they don't have to do, but it makes all the fucking difference. So there you go. But what I really wanted to discuss is the actual quote itself. Smooth seas do not make skillful sailors. It is the perfect way to describe a bunch of different things that we all talk about all the time, right? You've heard this from Martini, right? You've heard this from so many people out there. Tony Robbins, all these people, Peter Crone, Kerwin Ray, all these people. You've heard all the same things around. It's the rough times, it's the dark times, it's the sad times, or whatever. That colours the joy, that colours the happiness, that does all those bits and pieces. This is the perfect way to describe it. If you're just a sailor and you've only ever experienced calm waters before, you're going to be a bit of a rat shit of a fucking sailor. You're going to be shit. Because you've never had the rough times, you've never had the rough seas rocking you around and making you think everything's all hopeless. If you guys have seen Benjamin Button, I only watched it within the last year. There's a great scene. You know, he goes out and essentially becomes a sailor for a while with all his guys. And there's a couple of, I think, scenes, but there's one in particular where it's just like absolute chaos and it's just raining and the seas are crazy this one night. And that's what I think of, you know, it's like, it's not just smooth seas and rough seas. It's like, I'm going to potentially die on this boat. Imagine what you're like after experiencing something like that. How much you appreciate land, how much you appreciate calmness, you know. But also, you become the master of the seven seas, you know. And that's always the big thing. It's like the ocean is this unpredictable mistress, you know. And if you're a sailor who's able to tame that and has experienced that, you're going to be a lot more calm. You're going to know what to do. You're going to be able to spring into action and get the shit done. You're going to be skillful. You're going to be masterful. but only because of those rough seas. It's exactly the same in our lives. As much as it's so easy to get stuck in this trap of, I just want everything to be happy and perfect all the time. If it was, you'd be fucking bored out of your mind. Holy shit. Like, I have the same housemate was just talking to me yesterday about how much she loves drama, right? And gossip, and when, like, just exciting stories to share with other people. That's not really my jam as much, but we want things to be imperfect because that's the human experience. Think of every movie that you've watched. It's so easy to go, there's this lovely, happy scene and everything's all good. And I just wish nothing bad happens to this character because I really like them. It's like they're kind of imperfect and a little bit shitty. And that's why we relate to them in the first place. And then they go through a hardship. They go through a hard time. And it's through that, their hero's journey, that they actually come out and become like the better version of themselves, the best version of themselves. They ascend to that next level. They rise. And so I feel like this is the perfect way to sum that up. You can wish for the happy seas all you want, but it's in those rough times, the sad moments, the challenges, the stresses, the frustrations, all of that shit, that's where you become the person that you are now, the person that you're meant to be in the future, to handle those next challenges, to handle those other rough seas out there. It teaches you the skills to become that next version of you. Because often we have a lot of dreams, right? So I don't know if you guys are into like the law of attraction. There's a lot of crap out there about the law of attraction. There's a lot of stuff that's just so wishy-washy and just shit around it all, right? But let's just take the wishy-washy stuff, right? Let's just talk about it in its most basic form. This idea of manifestation, right? Say there's either universe or God or whatever, and you have this dream, you have this life that you want to live, you have this abundant life, you have the car that you've always wanted, the house you've always wanted, the girl you've always wanted, or the boy you've always wanted, you've got the dream job that you've always wanted, whatever those things are. We know all those things are going to come with challenges, right? So you put that out to the universe and you say, I want this thing. The universe isn't just going to be like, okay, cool, here's the thing. And then you're like, oh, well, fuck, man, I don't know how to handle all this money and I don't know what to do. How am I going to handle this dream girl? I'm kind of a fucking nothing, whatever. Fuck, man. How are you going to be able to do any of that shit? Oh, I got the dream car, but I ran it into a fucking pole the next day because I'm a shit driver. Whatever it is. Like, if that's the way that your paradigm works and you're like, well, if I set this thing, then this thing's going to happen. Well, expect the fucking seas to get rough, because for you to be that person who has all that thing, the universe is going to be like, well, fuck, man, we need to turn you into that guy before you can have all that shit. So here's some challenges for you. Let's see how you get through those, and then let's talk about that. Fuck, man. So you can't hate upon the challenges. Oh, this is so hard, and fuck, man. That's the fucking steps, man. Watch the movie. That's the hero's journey. You got to go into the belly of the beast. You got to go into the darkest part of the abyss so you can come out and be that next person. Frodo in Lord of the Rings is kind of a nothing character when we first meet him. It's only once he gets on his adventure and he starts facing challenges that he ends up having to make these decisions and he struggles, and we're like, fuck, man, Frodo's a sick character. Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker's a little whiny bitch when we first meet him. It's only when he's fucking, spoiler alert, when his parents get fucking burned alive that you're like, ah. And he has to fucking start stepping the fuck up. And in the second movie, he becomes a little bit more of a boss. You know, he's a bit more cool. And then the third one, he's just like, oh, fucking, I've sensed good in you, father. And now he's all wise and shit. But he's a bit of a whiny bitch when we first meet him. it's only when they undergo the challenges that they become who they're fucking meant to be, and that we really enjoy their story, and we get around and we're like, yeah, fucking Skywalker's a badass, man. You have to get his fucking hand cut off first. And that's all part of it. I'm not saying go out there and meet your father on a little dodgy looking balcony thing and get your arm chopped off. I'm not suggesting that's the best way to live your life. Maybe it is. Who the fuck am I to tell your story? But it's these moments of darkness which we experience, that when we're in them, it's very easy to go, I just wish that this wasn't happening. I'll do anything to just stop this pain. You're kind of wasting the pain. Use it. Use this time. I once heard this quote, and I don't even know who it's from. It was in this video ages ago. And this guy said this perfect thing. Use this time in darkness as an instrument of your greatest growth. That's what it all comes down to. Use these rough seas, these challenges, these hardships, these hard times to become the most skillful sailor, to rise above, to become the highest, best version of you. Thanks for tuning into the Fired Podcast. I hope you guys make the most of your rough seas and become the best versions of you. Peace! This is what it means to go even further beyond. You guys have watched Dragon Ball Z, right? Fucking Dragon Ball Z, mate.